Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we are making a very interesting recipe which is mixed veg curry. It's usually made this part of the year in July, August for the prayers that we do at this time of the year. I'm going to firstly start off with my veggies and thereafter show you all my spices. And you can see I do have an odd number of veggies as I was instructed by my sister. The onions for braising is a little extra today. So it's 3 small onions that were sliced. Here I have 2 cups of broad beans which are boiled, but you can usually use the beans from the can. This is half a head of a small cauliflower which I cut and kept the florets quite big. I also have 6 potatoes that I cut in the center, but usually you can use it all if it's small. And I also have 6 madumbes that I peeled and cut in the center. That can also be used whole when you're making a whole lot of curry. Thereafter, I have a handful of green beans and 6 small brinjals, which I stripped in the center and got it soaked in salt water, and 4 bananas, which are boiled out and stripped and cut in the center. And I also have 1 gem squash, which I'll cut in the center and remove the seeds. And here I have half cup of peas. To braise my mixed veg curry, here's my spices, of which I'm going to use 1 cup of oil, and here I have 4 tablespoons of mixed masala, which is 1 curry spoon. Thereafter I have a teaspoon of hurdee, a teaspoon of garam masala, a teaspoon of dhania powder, and a teaspoon of jeera powder, and a teaspoon of pure chillie powder. I also have for braising a little bit of thyme, curry leaf, 2 broken sticks of cinnamon, and 2 bay leaves, a tablespoon of ginger and garlic, and a tablespoon of rough salt. We will adjust the salt as we go along. Thereafter, I'm going to use a tablespoon of imlee, and to garnish, I'm going to use dhania. I've got my stove on, moderate heat, and to my pot, I'm going to add in my cup of oil. I will allow my oil to heat up properly. My oil is heated up, so I'm going to add in my onions. I'll allow these onions to fry out. My onions are browned up nicely. To my onions, I'm going to use my cinnamon stick and my bay leaf. Leave this to fry. Thereafter, I'm going to add in a little bit of thyme that I have, and my curry leaf, also my ginger garlic. I'll allow this to fry for a few seconds. To my braise, I'm going to add in my spices. Give it a good mix. Thereafter, I'm going to drop in my broad beans. I'll allow these broad beans to fry out for about 3 minutes. Before adding in my broad beans, I did drain it out. I have here about 2 cups of the water, of which it was boiled in. I'm going to leave this to use in the later state. 3 minutes has passed and my broad beans is looking coated well with the spice. So I'm going to throw in my washed cauliflower into it. And at the same time, I'm going to add in my potatoes and madumbes. Also give this a good mix. To this, I'm also going to add my salt in. Give it another mix. And in I'm going to use the gravy of the beans. I'll allow this to cook for about 5 to 6 minutes and I'll watch. 10 minutes has passed and the curry is quite thick. I'm also going to add in the rest of the veggies, which is the green beans and the bananas. I will leave the brinjal and the peas for the later state. But to this, I'm going to add in a cup of water. Thereafter, we'll allow this to cook for a little longer. 15 minutes has passed. And as you can see, the curry is quite thick with all the starch that it has, the madumbes and the beans. Now I'm ready to put in my brinjal. Also my peas. And I've used a cup of boiling water to my imlee. So I'm just going to drop in my imlee water to it. Be very careful for these seeds that's in the imlee. Then I'll give this curry a quick mix. To this, I'm going to add my gem squash, which I cut and quartered and taken off the seeds and rinsed out. This will be just placed on top. And every now and then I'll be spooning some of the gravy onto it. And thereafter the curry will be done. Now we're going to give this curry another 10 to 15 minutes more. And as you can see, the curry is done so lovely. Now I'm ready to garnish. But to this point, if adding dry fish, you can fry up your dry fish crispy and place them into the curry and add a little bit of your dry fish oil to it. But also remember, dry fish is salty, so have it soaked in boiled water for about 2 to 3 hours before use. So that will reduce some of the salt. I'm going to garnish with my dhania. I'll switch my stove off. I am ready to serve. Here it is, your lovely mixed veg curry that goes very well with some lovely hot roti on the side, and it should have went even better with a nice big cup of sour porridge. Usually There are many more curries that also be prepared on the side, like our white fry cabbage, our mixed sam, pumpkin curry, and drumstick herbs, and thereafter sweet rice and our mixed different beans boiled. I wish you all well for the auspicious months ahead. Thank you all very much for watching and enjoy.